Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is Sunday, July 15th, 2012. For this video, I haven't done a post in a while, so this one is another long one. I've been taking time off from posting as much, so I do apologize, but it takes me a long time to make these posts. I spent all day on it since probably about 11 a.m. this morning, and it's almost 7 p.m. So it takes a while to do it. So I do appreciate you commenting, and if you find any of this information that does help you, you can always donate a little bit. It always helps with the hosting fees. It is greatly appreciated. Just shows that I am helping some people out there. At least if not maybe in their trading, at least waking them up to the evil that is out there. So, but hopefully both. So what do I see here for the market? Great. Now I'm going to have to pause the video. Hang on. Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully the phone won't ring anymore. What I wanted to go over here was all this talk about the coming Olympics with false flag information that the Illuminati have put out there pretty much for everyone to see. I question it. I really don't know whether or not this is going to be something that really does happen. I mean, there's so much information out there on the internet about it right now, blogs and YouTube videos, etc. You can watch this video if it goes into a lot of the symbolism that they are putting out there ahead of time. As you know, the Illuminati have a code of ethics, sick ethics, I guess you could call it, where they have to tell us everything they're going to do to sheep before they do it. So they have been telling us clearly in movies, and you can, when you watch this video, go over it all, but they tell us in advance everything they're going to do to us. We just have to wake up and see it. Well, right now a lot of people are waking up and they do see it, and they're posting it all over the internet. So it makes you wonder if they're still going to try to do it or not. Yeah, they got away with it back when they did 9/11 with posting the 9/11 on a comic book cover in the Simpson episode, and doing a pilot episode of the show called The Lone Gunman, where terrorists take over a plane and drive it into the Twin Towers. But back then we didn't have the internet like we have it today, so it does make you wonder, if they still plan on doing it or not, because you don't know what is what you call misdirection and false information, disinformation, or what's real anymore. I know that a lot of the people that are going out there and trying to do good things, like Drake Bailey, the guy known as Drake, is talking about the false or the mass arrest. I know he has good intentions, but it's obvious that did not happen, and we were fed a bunch of bad information. But nonetheless, him and Ben Fulford and Lindsey Williams and Alex Jones and many other people, David Wilcox, they're all out there trying to do the right thing. It's just that they are being used, just like I'm sure I have been. So what I'm trying to do here is focus on what these people really are up to. And one of the things here that really stood out for me here is on page 34, a PDF document directly from the Rockefeller Foundation. And by the way, David Rockefeller and his son Jay Rockefeller, these are the Illuminati head-ranking pigs that murdered thousands and thousands of people in various events across the world, including the attack on Japan in 3/11 of 2011, as well as the Haiti earthquake, and many other events that they are out there killing people. But in this PDF, they are just obviously one of the Illuminati. Remember, there's George Daddy Bush, and there's Henry Kissinger, etc. But this is put out directly by them, and they state clearly, as if it's already happened, the Olympic bombing, which killed 13,000, followed by an earthquake killing 40,000. So they're telling you ahead of time they're going to do this. Will they get away with it? I don't know. So, I want to put that out there and say I know that a lot of people have been misled by the Illuminati, by these gangsters with these things of hope, of the mass arrest that Drake speaks of, and things like that. So it puts you in a tough situation, and you get where you're a little bit upset, angry it didn't happen, you're depressed, you're like you give up. But don't give up. I do believe in the end, after the stock market crashes and the blue pill takers wake up and realize that we red pill takers have been on to this for a while, once the blue pill takers wake up, and they will after the stock market crashes, I do believe there will be mass arrest, but not until then. I think it's going to happen after the stock market crashes. And by the way, I don't think that's going to happen until we get past QE3 and maybe even QE4. And so, when will that be? It's probably going to be out in 2013 before we really see the market just absolutely collapse. Remember, they want to put out as much debt as possible to get every country in debt as possible. So it's very likely what we're going to have here after this Olympics period, the month of August, and going into the time period of the Olympics, is that we're going to have a very large correction, but not the crash that Lindsay is talking about. Now, what scares me about this Olympics thing is not only this Rockefeller Foundation, but what Lindsey Williams says about his inside source when a caller calls in during the last 5 minutes of this interview and asks about the Olympics. And Lindsey basically states that he hasn't heard anything, but he does tell people to stay out of large crowds. So it's what Lindsey is not saying that makes you wonder. So he was asked by the caller to ask his sources about it, and hopefully he will come back on before the Olympics, but we only have about 2 weeks left. So I don't know if he's going to come back on and say, I asked him and they said nothing's going to happen. If that's the case, then, probably nothing will happen. But we do have to be concerned about that, because he did ask his sources about this Agenda 21, and they quickly shut him down and did not say anything. They wouldn't answer any questions about it. So when they stop answering questions, it's stuff that they don't want to talk about, stuff that's real, and they are planning on doing. So, but all the other stuff that's been out there that we've all been sucked into, Planet X and the Nibiru or Nibiru, or ever how you pronounce it, the mass arrest, and even my own stock market predictions of crashes in the past, have all been based upon this combination of misdirection and disinformation that these Illuminati are mixing out there through good people like Ben Fulford and David Wilcox and others, Lindsey Williams, etc. So, again, I do think it will come to an end, and they will arrest these people at one point. But between now and then, I have to look at what I think is coming in the short term for the stock market, and try to give you guys an outlook on that. And one of the things that I have been trying to focus on intensely is the cycles that it takes for these wave patterns to happen. Again, I don't use Elliott wave first. I use Elliott wave last. I look for the numerology. I look for the technical analysis first with the overbought and oversold conditions on the MACDs and the histogram bars and the daily and 4-hour, 2-hour, and 60-minute chart, as well as the weekly and the monthly. Try to piece them all together, and then throw in on top of that the ritual dates, the 11 dates, and then throw in on top of that the how long it takes for the cycles to happen, how many days it takes. And so I've went over this and I've covered a lot of this and posted this all here in the text for you to read on the blog. So if you want to know where the stock market is going, put simply, I see it in the 1405 to 1420 range. I don't think it's going to go up to 1420, but maybe 1405 to 1415 maybe tops. But I see that happening by the 27th, by the time the Olympics starts. Now there's a ritual date on the 28th, but that is on a Saturday. So it's very likely that nothing will happen there. It'll either happen on the 27th or Monday the 30th. Now, something we do have to worry about is that the Feds, the FOMC meeting, they have an FOMC meeting on the July the 31st, which is a Tuesday to August the 1st, which is a Wednesday, 2-day meeting. Bernanke could very well raise interest rates at that time if they want this market to tank, and if they set that off ahead of time. So we could have our peak somewhere in that time period, either on the 27th, Friday the 27th, or Monday the July 30th, or even the 31st to August the 1st. I'm not really sure exactly where, because the ritual date falls on the 28th, and we just don't know. That's on a Saturday, and so the market's closed, so they really can't do anything there unless Bernanke comes on the 28th on a Saturday and announces that, hints of a rate increase, and then does it on the 31st, on the 1st, as he releases the minutes. So it's possible that we could see her high on the 27th, Friday, and then they trap all the bulls, and he comes out on Saturday and says something just to spook the markets, so that it starts tanking on Monday all the way into August 1st. And then on August 1st, he really does raise the rates. That's possible. It's going to happen at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen at this time or not. I don't know when, but that is very possible. So that could start at nasty wave 3 down. Inside that wave 3, you'll have 5 waves. We can have the first wave down for that to happen, and maybe a little bounce sideways for a wave 2, and then maybe these gangsters start, they do the ritual of the false flag event on the August the 9th. And only reason I said August the 9th is because 8 plus 9 equals 17, plus 2 plus 0 plus 1, which is 5, that equals 22. So that is the ritual date for August, the very first one. It's right in the middle of the Olympics, so that could be the date that happens. So that is something to worry about. As far as this week coming, I only see move maybe down to maybe 1350 area or something like that before it bounces back up. And I'm thinking that that's probably the area that we're going to actually close out this week. And then up more the following week again into the start of the Olympics, and then a big, huge wave down. So this here is a very interesting video by Rick Clay, who was assassinated by the Illuminati for getting too close. He talks about the numerology and 11. He also talks about the Olympics. It's worth your time watching if you have not already seen it. I seen it a couple weeks back, or I don't know how long ago, and it is very informative. So worth watching for your time. So anyway, that covers all of that, and just briefly looking at the charts here. Basically, when I talk about these counts, I'm talking about this date to this date, and counting 11 days for a wave A right here, then a B wave down, and then this C wave makes 5 waves. That's a wave 1, a wave 2. We're in a wave 3 now. And I think it'll back down to a wave 4, and then a wave 5, and a wave 5 should take us out to this 1405 to 1415 area for the final top. And the rising trend line I'm speaking of is right here, which I predicted that it's going to go about 1.6565 points per day as it rises up, which again puts us out to that 1405 to 1415 area by the time the 27th is hit. So it just depends on what day we actually hit the top of the market. But I think we're going to hit that trend line, and that's going to be it. I think it's going to fall short of this high back on the ritual 11 day of May the 1st, and fall short of this high on the ritual 11 day of April the 2nd. And the bears will be wanting to short when it gets up to that 1415 to 1420 area, and the bulls will be wanting to get out. I think it's going to fall short, roll over, and just continue down and not go back up at all. So that's what I see in the market. So we should have some towers like this, only lower right here, smaller. So you got your large histogram bars here, you got your smaller set here, and you just have one more set here that should be lower. So that's it for the market. I'm out of time, guys. So good luck. Be sure to comment on the blog and read the updates daily on the blog as I change stuff from time to time.